Welcome to Real Talk Real Women. My name is Miriam Khalladi and today we have certified personal trainer, Reiki master, life, business and creative insight coach Lala Santolla on the show. Welcome Lala, how are you?
Hi, thank you for having me.
You're most welcome. You started weight training at age 16 and have over 15 years of fitness experience. What is the one lesson you learned that stands out above all the rest?
I think that no matter what problem you're having in life, if you can go into the weight room and use that physical power to overcome whatever obstacle you're facing, whether it's emotional, financial stress, anything, you can leave that all behind and find your power in the weight room. Cardio as well, but with me, my first passion with fitness was weights.
Fitness is one example, but you've always had a healthy curiosity when it came to improving your life. Why do you feel it is that you see continuous improvement versus accepting the status quo?
I just think that we all only have one life to live, and to be a true student of your own life and to constantly be seeking positive growth and learning and personal development. It's something that I've always been into. I only guess I looked at it as a hobby. I never looked at it as a profession up until the last couple of years. But I think that we only have one life, and why not make it the best we can by seeking information and learning from each other, mind, body, and spirit, constantly growing.
Right, I agree. And that mindset led you to moving to Las Vegas in your early 20s, where you hustled hard and made a name for yourself until you decided to move to sunny South Beach. Tell me what happened next.
My reason to go to Las Vegas and to go to Miami was just like most girls. I was attracted to the lights and the glitz and the glamour, and I was in the hospitality industry, and that's what at Soul, what I wanted to do. I used to watch Casino, the movie, and I wanted to be De Niro and be this hot shot in the casino, and I loved it, and that was sort of my first passion. And just to explore and meet people, I've just always wanted to explore life, and so that's, I guess, been the behind the basis of me traveling. And then after 5 years in Vegas, I went to Miami. Miami, I had the same sort of hunger and curiosity for meeting people, and that was a beautiful transition. So that's what led me there,
Right.
was the hospitality industry.
Right. So you've been trained and mentored by Jennifer Grace and Laura Galvin. How important have those relationships been in your life?
Oh, highly impactful. Laura Galvin was my one of my first spiritual teachers about 8 or 9 years ago. I first started getting trained in Reiki. I had in the Bay Area, I had a class. She was a speaker, and I just was so drawn to her and her energy, and I still work with her today. She's amazing. And it sort of started my spiritual growth path with the chakras and balancing and sort of finding where these emotions reside in your body and clearing them out and getting rid of those blockages and getting that weight off your shoulders. So that she was so inspirational, and I've always kind of gone back to her. And then in Miami, it was a harder transition for me going from West Coast to East Coast. Jennifer Grace, I first took the Creative Insight journey as a student. I guess it might have been 3 years ago now, but I was dealing with transition and wasn't really sure on who I was and who I was outside of the West Coast. There was a lot of things I was going through personally. I took the course. It empowered my life. When my father passed, a year later, and I pulled myself out through the tools of the class, and it was so impactful for me. And then after, when my father passed, I had this huge flood, and I fell back onto my spirituality, and the huge flood of, well, I want to do fitness shows, and I want to take this on, and what kind of legacy can I leave for my father? And I told myself that the next time I saw my father in heaven, I would make him more proud than I ever made him in life. So I got back in touch with Jennifer Grace, and I was like, I want to be a coach. I want to teach this class. I want to live my life purpose by sharing this with others and helping them live theirs. So that's what started me back onto my mind, body, spirit, and making me realize that these passions that I have can be my purpose in life. So that's sort of what pulled me from hospitality into my new passion.
Do you seek out of mentors or did you encounter them? And what advice would you give someone who is looking for a mentor or guide in life?
I think finding a mentor is someone that just sort of you can relate to and feel comfortable with. I never seeked out mentors. I feel like they sort of people that are supposed to be in your life come organically. There's a divine timing, I believe, with mentors and such. Although if you are looking professionally, if you are looking to be like a number one stockbroker or whatever your forte is, you know, open that line of communication, find their email, shoot them an email. Can I take you to coffee for 10 minutes and, you know, or buy you dinner, or you can even something creative like, hey, next time you're taking a flight to a city you might be taking a flight to, can I get the seat next to you and just pick your brain? I mean, it's stuff that they're already doing anyway. So those are sort of creative career techniques to kind of seek mentors. I think spiritually, I think they kind of, you know, you find them. And I think that, to me, the number one thing is being relatable. That's what I try to be. I can only be me, and I'm professional, but I'm also very candid, and I'm very relatable and open. So I think that having that sense of one-on-one personal connection, I think, is important.
Growing up, like many young women, you encountered your fair share of bullies, rumors, and drama. For you, it was in part because of your physique. How did that affect you at the time, and how do you look back on it now?
It affected me at the time tremendously. I know that social media or cyberbullying and bullying now is a huge thing, and I wish it was 15 years ago. It would have made me feel a lot better or feel like I had someone to go to. But I definitely feel like bullying then and bullying now, it's the same thing, and it hits the same nerves with people. I dealt with so much rumors and bullying, and I had terrible things done to me. And I don't know why, but they just did. I was very, very skinny, olive oil frame. I had skinny little arms, and they're bigger now. But that's what got me into weight training, is that I would eat and eat and eat. And I would try to show these people like, oh, I'm not anorexic, I'm not bulimic. And then they'd be like, oh, well, you're bulimic because you're eating all this and you're still skinny. But I was playing sports. I had high metabolism. I was playing soccer. So it helped. I guess I was just so rail thin, I couldn't gain any shape. And this was the era of J-Lo and the voluptuous booties and Jenny from the Block. And here I am, and I can't fill out my little jeans or anything at knobby knees. So that's what brought me into the weight room so many years ago, before it was trending, before there was any females in it. And that's where I found my power, was being able to sculpt and shape my body into what I wanted. And that's what made me feel a lot more empowered, is knowing that I have the power to take the power away from these people that were being so evil to me at the time.
There was a crucial moment in your life that involves the passing of your father that led you to realizing something and making a decision that guided you to your purpose. Are you willing to share something around this?
Yeah, of course. I think that, and I heard something too recently on some sort of, I think it was Les Brown, or some sort of motivational coach that I'm constantly learning from everyone. But I heard that he said something like, how many of you right now in this room can raise your hand and say, I could have done more with my life as of now and as of this moment? And that and of course, most people raise their hand. A lot of people, we feel maybe inadequate, or like we could have done more. But that just shows, like, well, we could have done so much more with what we have had, and how can we change that now into the future to really igniting our full purpose and our full potential. So when my father passed, and he was my God, my everything, my king. I'm such a daddy's girl, and he was my favorite person in the world, and it was very abrupt, and it just sort of made me think, this man that I loved and sacrificed so much for me and my family, and what do I have to show? And yeah, he was proud of me, and I was making money in the hospitality industry, and he was proud of me. But what more could I have shown him? What more could I have been? What more could I have done for other people? And that's really what my purpose is now, is helping other people, whether it's with fitness, whether it's with spirituality, whether it's just getting out of their own head. So that's what sort of triggered me to be a new entrepreneur and push my limits as a person and as a professional to help people. So that's what triggered that.
You must be very proud. Thank you so much for sharing, Lala.
Thank you. Thank you.
And talk to me about the connection between mind, body, and spirit. What does it mean for them to be connected and in balance? And how do you know if they're not?
I think that if you're feeling in line with your mind, body, and spirit, I feel like you feel that magic in your life. You feel fully connected and you feel on fire. Things are attracting to you. Things are flowing. You're having good communication with other people. Other people are reaching out to you that are in line with your purpose and in line with what you're trying to do, whether it's professionally, physically, in the gym, educationally. So when they're in line, things are flowing and there's no blockages. When they are not in line, you can kind of feel like there's something off. When fitness, if you're in, or not even necessarily fitting, but just with eating, if you're eating kind of a lot of gross food and you know it's not good for you, but you know in the back of your head when you're eating a cheeseburger, you know that that's not good for you, especially if you've been consecutively eating them, you know, and you're trying to drown that little voice with more food, and you're not in tune to what your true self, what your spirit is telling you. So when they're off, things are off. Maybe you're missing connections with people. Maybe you're not fully manifesting everything that you want. Your body isn't really adapting to the way you want it to be adapting to. So you notice these little things that are off with relationships, feelings, and that's why I'm such a believer in meditation. Is when you get silent and you get quiet with yourself, you start to really hear what you're saying, what your true self is saying. And we have so much craziness going on that it's hard to zone out and listen to what we're really trying to tell ourselves.
Right. And tell me a little bit about Reiki, what it is and how can it be used to remove energy blockages and rebalance and clear chakras?
The chakra system. Okay, so we have 7 major chakra systems. In Western medicine, they're along the nervous system, so from the bottom of your spine to the top of your head. And each one has a different color, has a different symbol, has a different sound. There's different foods. There's all these different things that relate to each chakra. For example, your root chakra is what bases you and cores you into the ground. It brings out your animal instincts. It brings out, it's red. It's like instinctive. When you're exercising a lot, that's sort of your core power is rooting you to the ground. You get up to maybe your third chakra, and that's your solar plex, and that's more of where like your spirit sort of is, and it's sort of your confidence is there. And then as you get up, you're getting more into the spiritual elements. So you have your third eye, which helps you sort of look into yourself and look outward into your future. The pineal gland, people, that's what they meditate with a lot. That's an indigo. And then that's another reason why I like pink and purple so much is the higher chakra. Your crown chakra is what's connecting you with your higher elements and whoever you pray to, or your loved ones has passed, or your creative ideas, when those are flowing, you're getting them from above. So it's good to have them all kind of flowing and in line. And different things like your throat chakra, for example, with the mind-body connection, maybe you're not speaking your truth and you're holding something back. Maybe you don't have, you're fearful to talk at work or say something in a relationship. Maybe you might start to develop a sore throat. Or, if you you're having creativity blocks, you're not feeling confident in yourself, you start to, maybe your stomach gets upset and things like this. So there is a serious mind-body connection, mind-body-spirit connection with the chakras. So that's sort of how all that works. And by clearing them, we run energy, and you can feel it. You can just feel it. It's very, like, you don't even need to touch. It's just the energy that's coming off our aura that you can feel the blocks. And it's a very relaxing experience. It's a very clear experience, and it kind of helps zone you into the right path.
I know you have quite the toolkit when it comes to empowering people's mind. Can you give an example of a technique that people listening in today could put to use?
I definitely think journaling, meditation, of course, as I've said, but also affirmations and intention cards. I think that whatever you look at most frequently, that's what's going to come into your head. If you wake up every morning and the first thing you do is check Instagram and you're looking at these beautiful models, you're not going to feel great about yourself, maybe, because I mean, I don't necessarily always look like that, and you know, there's always someone that's going to look better than you, and they're airbrushed, and there's all these apps that make them not look like that. Like, that's not real. So realizing that social media outlet is not real, don't judge yourself by the middle of your journey and the end of somebody else's. And I also think that setting intention cards and having powerful convictions with them, I'm crystal clear I have the power to change my world. I know that without a shadow of a doubt that my true love is coming to me in a timely fashion. Whenever it is that you're seeking, you hold that power. I feel empowered with my sexy body. And empowerment is beautiful, and you say it to yourself with conviction, and it's strong, it's with conviction, and it's with yourself. And even if you feel like it's not true, just continue with it. And as much as you're checking social media, check your intention cards, because if you're looking at something that's going to maybe regress you, look at something that's going to bring you back to positive and bring you back to center. So make sure that you're doing it just as repetitively of that. Otherwise, it will not sink in.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Yes.
Where can people go to learn more about you and connect with you online?
LalaSantolla.com is my website. You can find out more about my classes. I have free workshops that I offer, online workshops that I offer as well, and online classes. Find out more at LalaSantolla.com. Also, shoot me an email at info@lalasantolla.com. So I hope to hear from you guys all, and I would love to work with anyone that's interested in any of the work that I do.
All right, and I will also make sure to put your links below this video.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Is there anything else you feel we've missed that you would like to talk about today?
No, I just think that everyone should just go for whatever is inside them and getting clear on what that is, and just go for it. And it's not always going to be easy, but the tough times are what's going to make you grow into a better person. So that's keeping it real.
This was absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for being on the show, Lala.
Thank you.
Thank
you so much.
You're welcome. And thank you so much for watching. My name is Miriam Khalladi. For more inspiration, check out our website at realtalkrealwomen.com.